With preparations for Saturday's trip to the Valley in place, Birmingham City boss Gary Rowett admits the international breaks can be tough when key players are away representing their respective nations.
I think the hardest bit about any international break is you can do lots of great work, but the reality is at the moment, because of our form and our results over the period since we've been here, of course, six of the players now away rather than one or two. You know, you're not going to do that much shape work with half of the team not here. So that's the challenge, I think. You know, likes of Magoma and Donaldson are just landed in the country this morning, so I won't be until this afternoon to do some work. So again, it's always hard to do too much for Saturday, and every club's in the same boat. But you know, sometimes it's a Friday morning, you're actually counting your players and making sure everyone's here and everyone's okay, and making a decision quite close to the game. So, but we've had a good breather, and I think, you know, certainly the quality of training and the tempo of training has been excellent this week.
The manager is hoping his side can recapture their form for that final step towards the top six.
I think you have to take the rough with the smooth, don't you, in football? And you're not, you know, you can get a run of form to get you in a position, but you have to accept occasionally a run of form will take you out of it. But yeah, absolutely. If we would have sat here at the start of the season, I think our form last year was around sort of 70, 72 points on average. If you sort of used the average points per game over 32 games. I felt that would be even more of a challenge this season to get, because you haven't got that initial impact of coming in and changing things around. And we're not far away from that, you know. You have to remember also we lost Damari mid-season, so again that's going to have an effect on the team, the way we can play. But I think I probably would have took that, and that's the thing. It's hard for me to, you know, I'm not going to sit here and spout and say, oh, haven't we done fantastic getting ninth, because it sounds, you know, we're Birmingham City, we should be aspiring for more than that, and certainly we are. But I think also there's a little bit of, you think, you know what, we've done all right so far, and we just got to see if we can take that last giant step into things. You know, like I said, we've won 3 games on the spin 2 or 3 times this season. We're capable of doing it. You know, it's just whether we can do it now. That's the situation. We've got to do it now. And if we were to win the next 3 games, then, you know, I'd like to see what the league table will be saying then. You know, so that's going to be our challenge.
And Saturday sees both Blues captain and manager return to their old stomping grounds.
Surely I've added motivation. I mean, any player coming against their old club would do. You know, I spent 2 years there, probably the toughest 2 years of my career really, because I only played 13 games, never been injured before I got there, and hardly played, you know, so that was a frustrating time for me. Of course, the club were in the Premier League at the time and doing really, really well. So, but I don't think so. I think the added motivation for us is, you know, we've got to go and win the game. It's as simple as that, you know. It's the next game. It's the first one of 9, like you say, but we've got to go and win this one. You know, in 3 games' time, we might be talking and saying that our chances of getting in the playoffs are gone. So we've got to seize the opportunity. We know that. I think the players are trying to do that. You know, you look at the Wolves second half, you look at the Fulham second half. They've done everything they can to win the game. We just can't seem to take the chances at the moment. Hence the reason why we took a gamble and brought Kyle in. Because we need goals, you know, we can't score goals at the minute as much as we'd like, and we need goals, so we're going to try and do everything we can to do that. So, now Saturday's game is no, we know it'll be a tough game, because they all are in this division. They beat Middlesbrough 2-0 at home only 2 games ago, but we've got to go there and win the game. We've seen it before, you know, sometimes against the teams down the bottom end of the division. We found it a little bit more difficult. Hopefully the state of the season and the fact they've got to win also might help us. But none of them are easy games, are they? I've watched all their last 3 or 4 games, and they've actually played really well in lots of those games and showed similar traits to teams a lot higher in the division. You know, they've got good energy, they've got good size. What you would hope is that once again, a club that's under a little bit of pressure in terms of how they're running things at the moment, you can try and use that hostility around the fans to maybe see if you can get that on your side, you know. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but again, it'll be no different to any other game this season.